everybody, and welcome back to Aurora Plays Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm your humble bard, Tim. In the previous session, after dealing with some kind of annoying situations within the kingdom, we've basically completed all of the current quests. So we're just waiting now. We're heading back to the throne room where I am at, and we are going to skip forward to the next event to continue the story and see what's going on. The main thing we were dealing with before was some nasty individual that was on my my southern border, but we've cleaned that situation up, so let's see what else this game has in store for us. Ooh, a lot of things, but okay, things are sort of balancing out a little bit. Everything's still in the negatives, but yeah, it's not good. So, a lot of disasters and failures. Oh, the ancient curse is upon us again. It's our final chance of repair. So it looks like we're having to deal with the oh, hello there. A strange golem enters your throne room. It's seriously hurt, barely moving, its legs swaying as if drunk. Help us, help, help. Oh, I was wondering what the hell it had gone to. A frowning Haram quick response. How'd you like that? And again, someone needs our help. And again, it has to do with golems. Does any of this seem familiar, Aurora? Those simpletons from the Skidgy clan must have dug up something else and got themselves into trouble again. The priest remarks, punctuated by a terrible clanging sound, and the golem collapses to the floor and disintegrates. As I warned them, they were wooing death. I warned them. Let's return to that little fortress they couldn't get inside and see what's happened this time. Alright. We'll go check out on them. Just don't go without me, alright? I want to see with my own eyes what catastrophe they've wrought this time, all while praying to their Torag. Okay.
In due time.
Set off for the Lost Dwarven Fortress. Alright, let's go and do that then. Yep. I'm curious, though. It's saying it's my last chance to prepare with the ancient curse. Is that going to mean I got to go back to the Bold Hilltop? Oh, no, 24 days. Alright, so I got another month to do. Alright, awesome. Let's get moving. We can teleport. I can't teleport. I don't know what the hell's happened to Tazelford. Oh, hello there. Come on down there. Please help him. Alright, let's go help him out.
To victory!
Oh, who's attacking me? Oh, you,
Let
sir.
a strike is won.
It's like a bit of fun happening here. Beyond the open gate, we find a strange room that looks more like a workshop than an entrance to a fortress. Across the room, by the far wall, there's a metal throne. In front of Jarman Skidge, who you know well, in front of you is this person. In one hand, he holds a steel scepter, and in the other, the sacred symbol of Torag. Inset with a shimmering jewel, which you recognize as the heart of the adamantine golem. The paladin is pale, he barely opens his mouth. You there, help! Help me overcome these golems. I took the scepter from the empty throne over there. It seems my command over the golems is lacking. If I lose control over the golems, we'll all die. We have to help. I told you it would end like this, but you were dying for a legacy. And what is that legacy worth? An army of golems? Was it worth it to come all this way to meet your death? Wouldn't it have been easier to choke to death in the mountains at home? One of the golems turned his metal face. You all deserve to die, thieves and impostors. By what right did you come into this fortress? Yeah, sorry about that. We've got no business here. We probably should go. Accomplices of thieves. You aren't going anywhere until you answer for your crimes. To me, Offeld Skiji, the last dwarf worthy of bearing his clan's name. Offeld Skij? But you're my great-uncle. When our clan left this fortress, you and your golems stayed behind to protect it. Come to your senses, ghosts. We are your descendants. You are no one. The real Skiji would never abandon their creation. Those who left forever lost the right to bear his proud name. And if you have the nerve to come here to this fortress, which was built from the blood and sweat of your grandparents and abandoned by your unworthy fathers, you will die here together with all your henchmen. Golems, attack. He's grinding his teeth. He lifts the steel scepter up and says, I'm doing everything I can, but his will is too strong. Destroy the golems. Harum, you must unmake his throne. Are you nothing? Neither you nor Torag. The gate behind you closes with a clang. You will all die. You will die. You will die.
Finish them quick.
Harum, get back here. Oh, damn. Oh, it's a spooky ghost. The last battle golems falls at your feet. The ghost stands to the side, shaking its fist at you. Vandals! Have you any idea how much time I spent creating them? The paladin's pale face glistens with sweat. His fingers tremble, but with what's left of his strength, he clenches the steel scepter and Torag's symbol. Quick, Harum! Unmake the throne! Don't do this! Don't you see? He's an imposter. He has no right to this fortress. It's mine. Let's make peace. Take the scepter from him, and I'll repay you generously. Harum looks at the paladin, and then the ghost, and then back, and turns to you with a bitter sneer. Look at them, children of Torag, butting heads like two rams on a narrow mountain path. But we do need to decide something. Though these two are equally disgusting, whose side shall we take? You know what? You don't have to decide anything. You don't have to be on anyone's side. Just do the hell what you want. But by Grotus is true. I owe them nothing, and I won't let anyone order me around. You know what I'll do you? Oh, run away quickly. Everyone run. It's about to get very noisy in here. Oh. Harum puts his palms on the stone wall, and you feel vibrations coming from the very depths of the ground. Get out, quickly! Fucking run! He's bringing the whole building down. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, nice work, Harum. The earth beneath your feet trembles. Something in its depths is moving, falling, collapse, and Harum walks out through the gates of the fortress, covered in stone dust from head to toe. As he comes to a halt, the ceiling behind him crumbles and falls. It's done. Let us go. I've just realized something, Aurora. Something very important, but I need to ponder it further. Let's talk about it later after we return to the capital. Alright. to the capital we go. Pretty simple little mission, that one.
Time to search for the spot to rest.
Yeah, we're getting there. I believe he's in the throne room. At least, you can find him in the throne room.
Strength.
There he is. It is over, yes. I thought I was free from my past burdens when I accepted Grotus' truths into my heart, but it is only now that I've become truly free. Aurora, do you know what dwarven creation has long begged to be destroyed? My connection to the Five Kings Mountains and to Toreg. Hatred, resentment, some scraps of sense of duty. All this time I've been carrying such rubbish in my soul. It's the first thing that must be burned. Rumbling stones, clanging metal, rusting dust. You know, Aurora, in the sound of the falling fortress I heard the whisper of my God, but once it was loud and clear. He said, oh, if only I'd put the revelation into words. If only you knew what I've seen. If only you could imagine. All this is no coincidence, Aurora. Our meeting, our battles, our future death. I may never be able to share all this wisdom with you, but I tell you one thing now. The gods themselves brought us together. And from now until the end, my path lies with yours. And I shall not step away from it as long as I live. Well, I'm sorry I let the Skeege drag you into their squabbles. I should have sent them away at once. Don't apologize. I gave in to their vanity myself in the end. It was not for nothing. The covetous proudlings were ridiculous and pathetic, but I still learned a lesson. I saw the shadow of a higher truth in their earthly dust. The fortress, the Skeege, they're just pinches of ash cast over the abyss. Their fate means nothing. All that matters is what I've just realized seem. You know, I can't explain it. I can't pronounce the words of the truth, though they may be imparted forever in my soul, but you are the one who brought me this revelation, this insight, and so long as my feeble flesh and exhausted mind still serve me, you will have my gratitude. Alright. Huzzah. Next development in... Yeah, alright, cool. Looks like we're going to... Oh, hang on. Let's rest first, then we'll skip on to the next event. Creeping Death. Oh, cool. Get ready, get to the ball. Doppelganger on the throne. Visitors from another world. Okay, we've got some positive points at least now. Need to buy some more build points. I have news. Take a look. Iravetti, King of Pitax, sent you an invitation to the Rushlight Tournament. We're not going to miss it, right? And you're taking me, of course. All high society of Pitax will be there, including people from the Academy, maybe even Headmaster Aslina Girin. I'd love to see her face when she hears about the book Professor Earbard is writing with me. So what is this tournament exactly? Iravetti holds it once in several years. Guests come from all over the nearby kingdoms. Mivan, Grelton, Brevoy. I haven't been there personally, but I hear it's always a lot of fun. Alright. Are you sure this isn't a trap? Well, it's certainly possible. There's definitely some catch here. This is Iravetti we're talking about, after all. But I doubt he'd try to kill us at his own festival, with business partners from all his neighbors present. He's more likely to try and sell you some fraudulent deal or another, so keep your eyes and ears open and don't sign anything. Alright. Well, if we have time, why not? Great! Trap or no, it'll be a ton of fun. You'll take me with you, right? Pretty please? Of course I'll take you with me.
Iravetti, King of Pitax, invited our king to a tournament. But why? A demonstration of neighborly amiability, perhaps? Unlikely. The ruler of Pitax was renowned for his devious guile.
Alright. Oh, we gotta get to the bald hilltop again, so let's get moving.
It's time to act! Their life ends here!
Holy shit!
Tear them apart! Could this happen?
Oop, Aurora just exploded again.
I'm leaking red all over myself.
Hooray!
I do what I must.
Oh, we got a diamond for today's treasure adventures. A bard's calling. Rushlight Tournament will be in the highest scientific attendance, including those at the Academy. Headmaster will definitely be there. Perhaps even a ravishing bravo. One of such to see the looks in their eyes when they learn proceed about a safe and sound, writing a book with me to expose their dirty deeds. Okay, so we've got to go there and spend some... I guess as I can get across the border here now at last.
Who's so sullen there? Like a troll after starving for 3 days. It's grumpy old harem.
Alas, Lindsay, someone in this party of dreamers and make-believers must be mindful of the eternal.
Not the eternal. Right. Rushlight Fields. Party! Okay, something strange is happening in the region. Residents are complaining of strange misfortune. Something must be casting spells to harm kingdom subjects. The reason the culprit must be discovered. Alright. King Iravetti greets you personally. The bulky Khalid is broad-shouldered and looks to be somewhere around 50 years of age. His golden crown sits on a long, greasy hair above his heavily powdered face covered in bristle, and his expensive doublet is stained with oily spots. He guffaws as he squeezes you in a bear hug, enveloping you in the mixed sense of sweat, wine, and expensive perfume.
Well, my crown-bearing brother,
Uh-huh.
welcome to my home. Stuff yourself, drink, be my guest. You've proven yourself in combat as well as affairs of state. Let's see how you do at having fun.
Brother? What? Why? Ah, it's the crown. He's better.
What a gloomy, dark place this Rushlight Tournament is. How can you not fall into despondence when you see all this ridiculous brightness, pride, vanity?
Well, you're the epitome of hospitality, aren't you? But not long ago, your spine nearly killed me. Do you remember the one named Tartusio?
Tartuccio? The short purple fellow?
Yes.
You're bearing a grudge about something that happened years ago. I assure you that escapade in Lady Germandi's mansion was entirely his own arrogation. I sent him to spy on her, not to start a battle or a fire, or a flood for that matter. Now don't be so spiteful. I have invited you here to put all those little grievances behind us, and to establish a firm and lasting peace between our kingdoms.
Sure, I'm happy to finally meet you. I don't trust you at all, you're a scumbag.
It's no good for kings and queens to stay in our palaces all the time. We need to meet, be friends with one another. It's all about keeping up neighborly relations. So here's the plan. First, the Fishers' Triathlon. Then a boasting contest. And in the evening, the best part, a drunken melee. In the interim, there'll be a buffet, a fair, jugglers, acrobats, all the usual entertainment. And after the melee, I'll announce the winner. And then we'll have a festive banquet and a fireworks show. Then we just drink till morning or find a tent to crawl into. Your own or someone else's, depending on your luck. By the way, a knockout such as yourself will always be welcome in my tent. Just joking.
Oh.
Just a joke. Oh, and one more thing. I'll have to seal your sheath. This is a peaceful celebration, after all, and bullies will be kicked out immediately. It doesn't matter if it's a king who decided to kick up a row or just a shopkeeper. So behave yourself and don't start any fights while you're here.
Absolutely not, sir.
Well, I have to go. If you need anything, talk to Nunzio Arpaia. He's my master of ceremonies, so he's responsible for organizing this mess. Have fun.
All right. So we got ourselves a festival to attend. Hello there. The gnome, yellow bloodshot eyes scan the face of the room, never see. Noticing you, he grabs his sealed sheath. What? Who are you? Oh, your royal hands. Forgive me, I didn't recognize you. Your honor, truly a huge honor. I'm, Carnival. So, what is it that you sell? What do you get? Fish and the like. Oh, and who might you recommend I meet here? No one. Everyone. How should I win? I'm just a simple salesman. Leave me be. And who are you exactly? I told you already. I'm a simple salesman. Not rich. Not noble. Why would your king concern himself with me? He wouldn't. All right. Goodbye. Yes, your highness. A great honor. Go. Have fun. Ooh. He wasn't suspicious at all. Oh, hello there. Oh. A young man staggers toward you. His expensive doublet wet with wine. As he passes, he brushes shoulders with you and starts yelling his rank breath with alcohol. Watch yourself. Who you think you are, you pig? You trample on my foot and ruin my doublet. I demand satisfaction. Why? Is that Aman Abrava herself over there? It looks like she's calling to you. What? Oh, really? Wait, how to look quickly. Now, I'm all right. Okay, cool. Okay, Amanda, my joy. I'll be right there. Yeah, it's good to be a bard. Oh, that's actually not his name. That's what he is. Oh. Amid the tournament frivolity, you notice two men nearby having a heated, hushed discussion. One wears flashy cloth fit for an entertainer, whereas the other wears a steel armor and red cloak of Pitax guard. It's difficult to hear what they're saying. Eavesdrop from a distance. Although the two huddle near one another, their voices only occasionally rising above the ambient laughter and music, you're able to overhear the rest of the conversation. The guard suddenly chides entertainer. I don't know quite what you're up to, Amir, but I know that look. You're planning something dangerous. This isn't the time. You know he's become harsher about...
Look around you, Talwyn. The celebration? It's just more blood sport to cover up the ongoing troubles. We've both helped shepherd it along. This isn't the future we had planned for, but it's the one the fates have dealt. Can we really just stand by?
He begins to raise his hand and strike a pose as if preparing to make a bold declaration. The guard's hand intercepts his arm, fairly preventing the entertainer from making a scene. You know how harsh the justice is these days. I've seen it with my own eyes. It would crush me to see noble intentions harming good people, especially like you.
I appreciate those feelings, I do. But what Pitax needs right now is action, and I intend to act.
The entertainer looks up, spots you, and smiles as Talwyn frowns and sadly walks away.
It's a rare day in the life, emulates screenplays, Your Highness.
It could be that heroes have arrived in people's time of need.
Oh, heroism, that's exactly what we do. See that symbol on his clothing? That marks him as a member of the Red Crescent Theatre of Pitax, a fellow artist. Imagine the stories we could write together.
What seems to be the problem?
I first arrived here 5 years ago, answering King Iravetti's calls for artists and actors to make Pitax a new crucible for the arts. Admittedly, the king dedicated plenty of money to building new theatres and schools. Art only thrives, though, when there are visitors and patrons to pay for it. And that's where Iravetti has failed. The Pitax river is our lifeline, connecting us to the outside world. River pirates know it, and they prey upon incoming travelers. You might think the king would thwart these pirates and defend his people, but no. He's only sent escorts to protect key shipments, leaving everyone else to the pirates, the repudiations. This tournament, it hides how we suffer for the king's inactions. Now, when the king's soldiers cannot or will not vanquish the villains, what happens to the stories? That's right, heroes step in. Numerous victims have told of the attacks, and I've pieced together the approximate location of the pirates' camp. If you can ambush and defeat them, traffic will flow, commerce will thrive, and you'll command the adoration of the boatmen, dockworkers, artists, and more. Naturally, I'm prepared to write a play dramatizing your exploits. What do you say?
You know what?
Fine.
Then it's settled.
I'll write down the directions real quick, and when you're done, you meet me in Pitax, so I can hear your accounts. No doubt the magistrate will be pleased to stop the piracy complaints, too. I hope you'll arrive in time to see my latest production. Speaking of which, I'm late to oversee the rehearsal.
Ugh, that's more like it. Let's go crash those pirates. We better not waste time here. I don't like Pitax or its people. Everyone's always trying to cheat you or swindle you or drag you into some other cunning scumbaggery.
Consider this a little preview.
Tearful of the Skies excerpt.
Good hunting.
Alright. It's a little... Oh, we have traders here. Show me your wares, sir. Ooh. Ooh. Can't afford that. What does it do, though? Oh, man. Just gives you bonuses to everything. Headband and mental perfection +6. Empowered and extended. Physical perfection, strength, dexterity, constitution. Nice. Ring protection +4. Saves, enhancements, persuasion, skill checks. Use to intimidate. And attack damage rolls, shaken targets, of evil alignment, right. +5 cloak resistance, +6 cloak resistance. Yeah, very nice. Got some good stuff here, sir.
In due time.
Mivon guests. Keep doing. Ooh, hello, good sir. Swords, armor, best Bivoni steel. Ooh, +4 weapons. Chaos hammer. Oh, hello there, sir.
Adventurers, look at my offers. New wares in new bag, all new, all bestest, only me be old. Can't be any bester. Look at this pitiful stuff. Not much choice for a hero to buy. Hey.
So what are you doing here, anyway?
Oh, no, sellers, we be at the fair. No one be calling us. We come here buying. We're professional traders.
You know what? I'll buy your mace. He's doing such a good job coming in and selling stuff at the fair. Might as well help him out a little bit. There you go, sir. In fact, I'll trade you these 2 silver rings that I stole. There you are. And then I'll give Knock Knock. Nope, don't give that to Knock Knock. It'll overweight him. There you go, Lindsay. Have yourself a... Oh, no, Lindsay's already overweight as well. Ugh. Ugh, everyone's overweight. There you go. Have a goblin club. There we go. Yep, keep up the good work. Oh, what's up with the dock workers?
These pirates are a blight on Pitax.
Several concerned dock workers crowd around a finely dressed half-elf who listens to the workers with imperious dignity.
Been telling you, Judge, this 3rd shipment in 2 months they've stolen it from us, and we can't keep that up. Doesn't matter how good last year's business be. No cargo means no pay means no new shipments. We asked you about the theft before, and nothing's changed. Where's the King's justice, Your Honor?
It is true that the pirates have taken route along the Pitax River and attacked several shipments heading upriver. The king has... King Iravetti shall address the problem soon. However, he will hear no formal complaints until after the Rushlight Tournament. In the meantime, he advises the travellers downriver to take care around Littletown. Until then, partake in the festivities and the king's generosity. If anyone has further questions or concerns, I am at your disposal. May the King's law guide you at the Rushlight Tournament today. Well, I'm clearly addressing someone important, but I don't believe we've ever met. I am the Honourable Welsh Calevoy, the Magistrate of Pitax, Judge of the People's Concerns, and Executor of the King's Justice. Oh, a fine day to you, sir. Oh, hang on. I overheard you talking about stolen shipments. Is there a problem? Yes, that. An outbreak of river piracy has caused some consternation among the citizens. Simply avoid or exercise caution near Littletown. Well, perhaps Pitax could benefit from somebody who has a history of vanquishing bandits. Let us be clear. Pitax armed forces are entirely capable of handling these criminals. There's no need for would-be heroes or aspiring vigilantes to get involved, much less foreign interest. I recommend enjoying the rest of the festival.
How can he be so deaf to the people's woes and he calls himself a judge?
I knew a judge once. He spent nights butchering his own kin, and then he went on and became a zombie. This guy seems like a fine comparison.
I am the law.
Ooh. Scrolls and potions. Damage dealt by kineticists. Oh. Lapis lazuli wyvern, similar to the wyvern that I've got. Atalia Gitaran. Greeting, Johannes. I am Atalia Gitaran, headmaster of the Academy of Grand Arts. Welcome to the tournament. Is this your first time here? I'll be honest, I'm delighted to hear what you've done with the barrier peaks. Not so long ago, it was little more than a hole in the ground. But you've brought it real civilization. Bravo. Lindsay has some interesting news for you, sir.
Yes, Professor Eobard found refuge in our capital. And you know what? He's writing his memoirs for the first time at the Academy, and I'm sure it'll be an entertaining read for everyone in Pitax. No, all of Avestan.
A book, you say? How brave of him. I hope he doesn't neglect to include the details of his dismissal. What details? What do you mean? Irvedi kicked Professor Earbauer out for just being too smart, didn't he? I'm sure that's exactly how he described it. They call him the insightful for a reason, after all. Anyway, forgive me, but I've no interest in discussing this topic further. If you'd like to exchange idle gossip, I'm sure you can find a much more willing and interesting company here. I suspect you know to whom I'm referring. Oh.
I do what I must.
Oh, Aurora, the famed King of the Barrier Peaks now. I've come to visit us. Such a delight to see you here. Maestro Bavella, do you remember me? Ah, Lindsay, of course I remember you. You and your nonsense of a poetics exam. I hear of your own publishing house now. I didn't take you for the entrepreneurial sort, but I'm happy you finally found your calling. I believe Lindsay has a question for you, if you don't mind. Oh, I hope it isn't about the lectures I used to give at the academy. Go ahead, ask away. Sorry, but I really need to know the truth. Why did Irvedi kick Professor Earbauer out of the academy? Oh, he did move to your kingdom, didn't he? I'm curious how he portrayed his dismissal. I'd bet it was something like a poem in 6 verses recounting the tale of a tyrant ousting a poor but honest scientist for telling the truth. The reality is much more mundane. Irvedi didn't fire Eobard. Atalia did. And I have to give it to her. This time, unlike most times, she was completely right. That can't be. So why did Atalia expel Eobald? Well, Eobald is a very fine teacher, of course, but he pays too much attention to how his favorite students perform in class and not enough to their extracurricular activities. Why worry if they steal a trinket here and there, or maybe rough someone up on occasion, so long as their poetry and music are exemplary? Predictably, this led to a sad end. What was supposed to be just another innocent joke from one of his favorites, Eldoni, led to someone's death. It was an accident, certainly. The kid just underestimated their own strength. Atalia expelled the lot of them, and as always, Eobald went to stand up for them, but this time he discovered that her patience was not boundless. She blamed him, said that he'd let his troublemakers run wild so he could get out of the academy along with them. She told him she wouldn't tolerate any more bullying, even if it was coming from genius students. I understand it's odd to hear won't tolerate from Atalia Gitaran, but that's what really happened. Lindsay looks with huge eyes, unable to utter a word. So why did Atalia hide the circumstances of Eobald's dismissal? Oh, she doesn't like to discuss the Academy's internal affairs behind that neat facade. There's always too many events she's looked the other way over the years. All in good faith, of course. So if Irvedi didn't banish Eobald, then why did he send those cutthroats after him? He planned to return the old man to Pitax and make Atalia reinstate him to the academy, or failing that, he at least wanted to help him keep him from going to you. Eobald the Insightful is a prominent name. Of course, Irvedi would want the teacher serving him rather than his neighbors. In the hands of a ruler, even death is political currency, though none wish to recall that. Sooner or later, fate will use it to pay for words and stuff. I'm not sure you should be thanking me, but I see poor Lindsay not too happy with this truth. Hey, come on, girl, cheer up. Being disappointed by people is practically a professional necessity for people like us. Whatever I may have said before, you're not a bard. You're not a bad bard, and that means sometimes you have to face the music. Thanks. I'll tell you the songs you composed for Irvedi, although as one as bold as the ones you sang in my capital. Oh, have my Hungel verses so offended you that you still recall their singing? Please, your highness, it doesn't behove a person of your standing to take umbrage. I wasn't. I'm taking that as a compliment thing. Alright. Who would you recommend I meet here. All depends on what you're going for. If you're in the mood for pleasant company, well, you've already met me. And if you're in the mood for some more schadenfreude, you could listen to the whining of Gisbert Litzakasa. His family lost the Pitaxian crown in a card game, or maybe Alita Gitaran, the headmaster of the academy, who seems to think her skill at bureaucracy makes her a good bard. And if thrills what you're after, especially shivers down your spine kind, try speaking to Khan Veal, head of the Thieves Guild. Ooh, alright. Well, farewell. Enjoy the celebration. I can't believe it. The teacher lied to me all this time. I'm going to learn the truth as soon as we get back to the capital.
Oh, a new face at the celebration. I'm pleased to meet you. Dre Yarns, High Priest of Callista, at your disposal. Oh, vanity, futility. Vexation of spirits.
Callista is the goddess of revenge. I'm sure many mention Iraveti in their prayers to her, and probably not with the kindest of words.
You're well versed in the matters, both spiritual and political. Of course, it's my place to say what people pray. It's not my place to say what people pray to the lady for, but you're right that many would wish for revenge upon him. To be honest, our temple has only benefited from his rise in power. Iveti isn't stingy with his donations, and the celebrations he holds are beyond all praise. The king himself, though, his exorbitant pride is irritating. Callista dislikes those who would place themselves above the gods, and I wouldn't be surprised if she teaches him a lesson sooner or later. That I could deal with, though. There's something else I find harder to tolerate. You see, the goddess patronizes bodily love, and that given voluntarily. It is sometimes difficult for me to protect the young priests and priestesses from unsolicited attentions. Ooh. I fear to imagine how hard it must be for the beautiful Anamede or Attilia Gittin to deal with these things. The king is said to often mistake the academy for his personal harem. Dear. So I heard you're not exactly happy with his reign, then. Oh, I have no issue with his reign. His generous donor and a celebration beyond praise. Some of Praxis dislikes. Oh, we just went through that. It was just a loop of the thing. Alright. May your grace. Oh, but the goddess always be with you. Guest. Alright, that's the dude we're going to talk to start the tournament, which is cool. Stefano Masinki is put on a little weight, and his appearance has become even more festive as you approach. A polite smile. Why, is it King of Aurora Borealis? Please allow me to congratulate you on your success. Well, you were less polite the last time we spoke. I concede my mistake. I suppose I had met a king for a day, whose state would last a few months at best. I never imagined you would match my king in dignity, let alone that your country would be worthy to rival Pitax. So everybody considers me a rival. I didn't think I'd given him any cause for a feud. Unfortunately, reality is your very existence, along with the strength your kingdom has acquired, is cause enough. What would happen if you were to join Mivon against Pitax, or perhaps you might seek to extend your land west and not stop at the border? What if your merchants from Bavoy began traveling through your land, bypassing Pitax entirely? And, of course, the most important question, do you sit securely on your throne, or does Pitax stand a chance of expanding east? Well, at least you're honest with me, and I appreciate the warning. Think nothing of it. No, I have a great interest in seeing how events unfold. Alright, farewell. Until we meet again, and I'm sure we will.
What's that?
Ooh, secret box. An elf in leather armor scans the crowd intensely. He seems the only one in the celebration not participating. He also has... oh, he's the only one with his weapon isn't sealed. Your Highness, welcome to Pitax. Aristi Khaleesi, captain of the city guard, at your service. Well, you don't seem to be enjoying the celebration. The celebration is for you. For the city guard, it's just another day at work. And right now, our work is preventing disruptions of the festivities. Well, Iravetti seems to have a tight grip over the city. Oh yes, trading houses hate him, of course, but... well, first and foremost, he has hostages. Good God. Second, each of the families are afraid to act alone. But they're all incapable of acting together. Gasper Lacerati tried to unite them, but to no avail. And it's probably for the best, frankly. The last thing we need is combat in the street. Iravetti can be blamed for many things, but at least he took power quickly and without carnage. Now Iravetti's enemies have nothing to do but sit around like High Priest Dre Yarns, praying for Callista and send her giant holy wasp down and take him away. You might recommend that I meet. Depends on your purpose for the visit. If you're here on business, well, you already know King Iravetti, of course. But it would be worth your time to speak to Gasper Lacerati too. The trading houses may have lost much to their former power, but they're still capable of many things. And if you'd like to partake in the renowned culture, Annabelle Brevard, the most famous bard in the city, and Attila Gatemnik, headmaster of the academy, just take care. They can't stand one another. All right? Farewell. Be careful.
In due time.
Oh, here we go. A lock-picking contest. I'll try to pick these locks. Splendid! Come, come. Table's right here. Wish you the best of luck. Alright. I'm really good at this.
Task. That was easy.
Ow. Let's try again.
Ha! A trivial task. A trivial task. That was easy.
Ha-ha! Only 1 in a million could do such a thing. Here comes the Conqueror of Locks, Scourge of Chess himself. Congratulations! What a splendid victory. Alright. What did I get? Ugh! Trap Springer gloves, alright. $26 points in trickery. 34 points in trickery. Nice. Alright.
The end draws near.
Thank you. Oh, told you expelled you from the academy. I just an individual told you. Discuss something else. How fair is the academy? Oh, just I get, if you even find time in Pitax, I'm glad. I get the impression there's something that's setting you. Oh no, please don't worry. I'm just disappointed that one of our best students, Trebisant of Cologne, couldn't be here today. He could be singing in any capital, but the king chose to send him to some backcountry village called Littletown. Of course, His Highness would never squander talent, so I'm sure we'll hear from him again, but still I worry. Alright, where can I meet here? What did you mean when you mentioned the circumstances surrounding the dismissal? Yeah, just want to talk about it. Alright, fine. Now... here we go. I heard the King Iravetti is a little too persistent with his flirtations. I prefer not to I prefer not to discuss his private life of His Highness with strangers, much less my own. The details of any interactions between us will remain just that, between us. Let's discuss another topic. What can you tell me about Iravetti? Love him or hate him, you can't deny he's a great man. Pitax was a boring place before him. Only pirates, fences, and other scum did any business in the area. But then King Iravetti came and turned it into a cultural capital of the region. A Pitax's breath, the same love of the arts withered hearts of some of the other rulers in the region, who prefer to squander their resources on saber rattling. Some say that King Iravetti still doesn't have a taste for the arts. Any successful person gets haters spreading dirty rumors about him. Does the king have any enemies? Of course he has enemies, lots of them. Just like anyone who's actually accomplishing anything in life. Take some of the old trade houses, for example. Some of the others whom he stripped of their power, they'd love to see him at the bottom of the river. But even now, in their mutual story states, they can't manage to work together. There's also Seikli, the captain of the guard, who's just seething with indignation the king brought new rules to the city, but who wants to listen to whining failures like him? Iravetti brought the golden age to Pitax. Who'd recommend meet here? It's the... What's Pitax crown? So... Right. Headmaster of the Academy. Alright. Can't. Right. He's the head of the Thieves Guild. The guy who's looking suspicious. That makes sense. Alright. Let's go talk to the head of the guards. I hear you're not pleased with the way Iravetti rules. Loud, Iravetti has ears everywhere, but if your highness must know, so be it. My fellows and I serve the city, not the crown, not the trading houses, not whoever has the biggest purse, the city, this dump we call Pitax, and all the poor fools who swarm around it. Former kings understood this. They're the ones who arranged it in the first place, but when Iravetti took charge, he thought the city guard would be his personal cutthroats, and once he realized this wasn't the case, he started doing everything in his power to make our jobs harder. And now he has his personal guard he's formed, who are above the law and following the orders of a barbarian. And then there's Carnival, with his so-called Thieves Guild. Scumbags flooded the entire city with Numerian dung, blood brush extract that poisons and turns people into mindless sheep. Our former kings understood that even Pitax needed some bare minimum of order to avoid falling to pieces and floating down the river. But Iravetti seems on track to burn the city to the ground. Okay. Righteous heart, rotten environment. Take care, guard. Your honor will bring woe upon you. Where'd the guards come from? Even pirates. You're not pleased with the daily rules. Not so loud. Alright, farewell. Let's see what happens if we... It's like there's a bit of political intrigue happening here, it looks like. We might be able to stage a coup within the carnival. I've heard of your curious word, blood brush extract, and that you're no ordinary salesman, and your wares are far from mundane.
Quiet, quiet, I say. Too many people here, too many eyes and ears. You want to talk business? Find me out in Pitax. I'll remember you.
Alright then, well, farewell. Okay, well then... Citizens of Pitax seem to love Iravetti, so it would seem. Yet appearances can be deceiving. Yes, he made many rich and happy, but there are many more lives that he's dragged through the mud for his own endless celebration. Trust me, there are many who would gladly put an end to his rule, but the king has so many spies that everyone is afraid to even discuss it. Ask the head of his precious academy what she thinks, maybe the high priest. You'll see their mouths shut tighter than an oyster shell. Who might you recommend I meet? Primary business partner, you understand business quite broadly. You see the so-called thief guilds, what is it that he really does? So in not picking pockets, this fellow came from Numeria shortly after Iravetti started his reign, and I won't lie, the Pitaxian trade houses occasionally made some questionable deals, but before Iravetti, like those, he's driven from the city faster than you can say. First dose is free. The man's a drug pusher. He sells blood brush extract. They say it enhances all senses, extraordinary, and invokes vivid visions, but also affects the mind. It could be toxic in repeated doses. I saw those who overuse it. They could not put 3 words together because of half the city's youth are is on his trash. Take the gold, supply poison on the subject, yet his soul is black and venomous. He's pleased, is punched about it too. The more time the citizens spend in altered states, the fewer questions they ask. The gnome also uses his own product. It affects both body and mind. He fears his own shadow. Seeing deception and trickery everywhere, those who deal with him hope his fabulous profits, but they more often end up at the bottom of the river. Alright, tell me about yourself. Yes, you used to rule the place. What caused you to lose influence? I swear I give my life to learn the full truth of it. Pitax was founded by 4 families who ruled the trade houses centuries. We quarreled over time. Then Iravetti appeared. He underestimated him. Another adventurer, like 1,000 others in the region, he handled matters quickly and chaotically, with assets running through his fingers faster than chips at a card table. His wealth grew rapidly, but he still wasn't a big fish, at least for a while. Alright. Okay.
I do what I must.
One more visit down here. No. Alright. Alright, let's go around one more time. We'll talk to everyone else, see if there's another series of, actually, find data. I might go back to the goblin, see if there's actually... if I can involve him in this situation. You little bastard, I'm going to get you. Alright. I heard you're not exactly thrilled by Iravetti's power. Forgive me, Your Highness, but that is defamation. My students and I owe everything we have to King Iravetti. If not for him, the Academy of Grand Arts wouldn't exist. Okay. Any more conversation points here? Tell me about the tournament. Yeah, tell me about yourself. Alright, goodbye. Nothing else. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right. So it looks like we've managed to do all of the dialogue options, from what I can tell. What I think I'll do is... If we're going to be doing games, let's buff up before we do that. Tell me about the Rushlight Tournaments. High King, unfortunately Bravoy did not honor us with the representative this year until impossible recent events stressfully. Yeah, alright. What events are on the schedule? Tournament 3. First is the participants display their strength in the Fishers Triathlon, a triple to local crafts and trades, so to speak. They will be measuring competitors' wits in the boasting contest. There's a reason we're the cultural capital of the region, after all. And finally, we'll wrap up with a mock combat in the Drunken Melee. Then His Majesty will announce the winner of the tournament, and we'll enjoy a festive banquet followed by splendid fireworks. All right. What about flying? I'm good at that. Okay, I'm ready to do that. All right, let's go for it. Fishers Triathlon. Trumpets sounded over the arena announcing the commencement of the Fishers Triathlon. We were to distinguish ourselves in 3 sports, if you could call them such. You be the judge, dear reader. The first round was fish carrying, if you can believe that. They built narrow bridges. Over the mud pits, placed barrels at the end, one side filled with fish, the other was empty. The goal was to get all the fish from one side to the other barehanded without falling into the mud. I'm sure this was just what you imagined for a royal... a royal tournament. Throwing fish at your opponent was prohibited, but there was one unofficial but well understood rule of the tournament: don't get caught. We had to decide which would be... Alright, let's try cheating. Yeah. Okay. Competing honestly among such company would be more embarrassing than losing, as Knock Knock ran across the bridges with heaps of fish in his arms. He deftly tossed a fish beneath the feet of a Grelton competitor who slipped and fell into the mud. Another fish found its way right into Daggermark competitor's forehead, setting him down alongside Grelton. And the judges didn't notice a thing. We won the first round. The second round was untying knots. Competitors would be tied up in poles resembling shipmasts, and they had to escape the ropes. Once again, we had a choice to make. We noticed a sharpened, glistening coin in the Daggermark competitor's mouth, and the Geltron participant had a blade in hand. We exposed the cheaters, leaving us with few rivals. The judges escorted the cheaters out of the arena. The crowd laughed and whistled all the while, with a third of the competition gone. Aurora easily outpaced the others, untangling the ropes and making his way to the judges, while the others still wriggled their bonds like flies at a spiderweb. We won 2 out of 3 rounds. We seemed to have our victory in the bag, but with the rivals we were dealing with, we had no time to relax. The last round of the tournament was diving for river pearls, huge tubs filled with mussels in river water, and some empty jars have been placed on sets of scales. We had to open mussels with our bare hands, gather the pearls, and deposit them in our team's jar. Of course, if playing fair wasn't a priority, we could try weighing down the jar with other things as well. Let's just try cheating again. He bravely dove into the muddy water and started opening shells, breaking his nails in the process. He put fistfuls of pearls into his jar as fast as he could, slipping in the occasional pebble and a pinch of sand, or a dollop of mud whenever possible. Once time was up, his jar was the heaviest. A victory was assumed. We stood on the pedestal as the judges awarded our team victory. We were wet, muddy, and smelled of fish, but we grinned with joy all the same. All right. Looks like cheaters do prosper. Round 2. The boasting contest. Let's begin. All right. Stuck up on the bud, stabbed with a back and disappeared. The tournament continued with a boasting contest. The first participant was a man from Daggermark who stepped up on the podium and told a raunchy story about him sneaking into the Temple of Callistra and seducing all the priestesses, including the High Priestess. In a single night, the crowd was particularly amused by the suggestive glances he kept casting towards one of the guests from Timon. She simply smiled mysteriously in response. The second participant was a guest from Grelton, who told a completely implausible tale about his travels across other planes where he battled undead hordes and defeated a blood-curdling monster. He was an average storyteller at best. He'd be lucky to get a C for that story at the Academy, but listeners were unexpectedly elated, suspicious. We took a close look at the crowd, and of course we spotted a bard using some tricks of the trade, like a little magic to aid. We quietly warned the bard that we would shut him up if he kept interfering. Bard got the message and quickly disappeared. Without the bard's support, the guests from Grelton immediately lost the audience's approval. As he grew more nervous, he began mumbling, stumbling over his words, and eventually left the podium among jeers and whistles. Then it was Pitax's turn. The kingdom's honored, represented by Anamide Bevelar, a sweet-voiced singer whose smile could win over the most withered of hearts. Oh, Anamide, but while her voice was smoother than silk, her words stung like arrows. With a soft smile, she told everyone how she spent months in our kingdom learning our secrets and instigating a riot. Of course, the honest trade of a bard and shady dealings of a spy often go hand in hand, but, oh, Anamide, who could have expected such an ugly blow from such a lovely lady? She described in exceptionally critical detail how much the citizens of the young state suffered under the atrocities of the troll assaults and the magical plague. She never stooped to actual lies, but she made it sound as though our king, Baron at the time, was simply drinking and debauching while his subjects struggled. She made our crusade against Vortikai look like a cunning conquest of Varnhold. And the war with the Tiger Lords was characterized as irresponsible venture. Talk about cruel and unfair. When Amado finished and left the stage, it was our turn to perform. We had our feats. Alright. We regaled them with tale of... Ooh. Okay. I automatically win this one. Why can't I accept it, though? There we go. He told the story of the time the Baron was made an honorary goblin. Well, not exactly a glorious feat. The story certainly had a great material for jokes. The audience likes laughing at simpletons, and Aurora did all he could to have them rolling in the aisles. The audience hung on his every word, sometimes laughing uncontrollably, sometimes holding their breath to avoid missing anything. Aurora finally brought the story to an end, and the viewers gave him a standing ovation as he left the podium. The woman from Timon and Priestess of Callistra went last. She told the stories of love affairs in a faraway country and on the plains, casually mentioning an unpleasant disease she contracted on her journeys that took her a long time to get rid of. Hearing that, the participants from Daggermark paled and grabbed his belt, bringing roaring laughter to the audience. And finally, the judges announced the winner, Aurora! Hooray! We walked up to the podium, thunderous applause, and we took a bow. That's 2 out of 3. We go back to the Master of Ceremonies. Okay. Drunken Melee, let's begin. Ah, they took away all my buffs, you bastard. What's this do? Gonna wait for these guys to beat each other up, and then I'll take out the ones that are left over. Ooh, this guy's a problem. Oh, and I've got no equipment on me either. Alright, that's interesting. Oh shit, this guy's dangerous.
This strike, my masterpiece. You should have run.
Jeez. Fall down! What are you doing here anyway?
I still got it.
Oh, I won!
I'll take care of it.
Alright, the tournament's finished, isn't it? I'd like to know who won. Yes, Your Highness, just about to make a speech announcing the winner. Look, everyone's gathering round now. Huzzah! Ha 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 ha.
Lords and ladies, another Rushlight Tournament has come to an end. I'd like to thank all of you who honored this event with your presence. My friends, I'm happy to see all of you, but I'd like to give a special welcome to one guest who found themselves invited here for the first time. Today, we had the Baron. No, excuse me, it's King now, isn't it?
That's right.
Of a majority of what was once the Stolen Lands. Thank you for coming, my darling. I can call you that, right?
Of course.
I thank you with all my heart. I first learned of him from my friend Stefano Mosconi. To be honest, his report was less than flattering. Impassable swamps, monsters galloping about, and a complete absence of any valuable resources. Nothing more than a dirty hole ruled by another bandit lord. Hardly worthy of your attention.
Fuck you.
That's what he wrote back then. I'm so happy he was wrong. Truth be told, even now traveling that domain is a less than pleasurable experience.
Oh.
Some roads have appeared, but their safety leaves much to be desired. Take the sad story of a poor Toman Henvaki from Gralton. He set off to those lands and hasn't been seen since. His brother Edrist went to find the poor fellow, and what happened? The Baron found the body in the blink of an eye. Almost as though it was stored in his cellar.
I'm flattered by your borderline disturbing attention to my persona, but why don't we include you in the discussion as well? For example, I heard an amusing story from your students from your academy.
This is still my
Oh,
tournament,
I'm sorry.
if you please. When I visit you, you can talk about whatever you want. Until then, let me continue.
I rolled a 3. God damn it.
All I really wanted to get at was that His Highness is a personage truly as extraordinary as his lands, and I'm happy to see him at this celebration. And now it's time to announce the winner of the tournament. This year, no one managed to win all 3 contests. Since the victories all belong to our neighbors here and Pitax, as the chief judge, I'll be rewarding the prize to Pitax for their grace and skill.
Awarding yourself the prize? Such a regal thing to do. That's absurd. We won 2 of the 3 contests. The prize is rightfully ours.
Just a joke. Please restrain yourself. No need to be mad. Of course the prize is yours. Here you are. Take it. Just don't cause a scene, please. And now, with the competition over and the prize awarded, let's get on with the main part of the celebration. The banquet! I can hear your stomachs growling from here. Let's get to the table, and later we'll see an unforgettable fireworks show.
Yes, when I shoot fireworks up your ass and kill you. Ugh, what a dick. All right. And so what did I get? Oh, I got to pull my shit back on now. Yeah. Oh. Alrighty. Well, I think at this point, that is where we're going to leave today's session. So, we've dealt with, we've got to go and do with the War of the River King. So, obviously there's going to be war there. Oh, cool. So, the thing has gone back and we've got to deal with this companion quest. But, yeah, so we've got to do some stuff with the... Yeah, settled peacefully. Perhaps the invitation was a dirty trick after all. No, I can't believe that. There must be some kind of catch. Or it wouldn't be Iravetti. I think we'll be hearing some news from Pitax in the near future. Alright. So, we've got to deal with some river pirates, some bullshit from this backstabbing bastard of a king. We can go back and check out the Tenebrous Depths, which I think is the final run-through, because we've taken out 3 of the 4 bad guys. This will be the final descent. And this little bit of a message here. So things are moving along nicely. But for now, that is where we are going to leave it. So thank you all very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. I have been your humble bard, Tim. And be sure to come back for the next session of Aurora Plays Pathfinder Kingmaker. Bye!